policía.
¿Llamarás a la policía?
Otra policía. Mamá mató. Yana. Ok.
Putz, what the F? Hello, policeman. Diana killed my mother. Sa murang edad na sasabi niya yan, imposible.
Adiós.
Grabe, nandun lang talaga yung bata, no? Men, 28, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Grabe naman yung bata. 39. Creepy, men. Ulo. What are you doing here? Hala, ano nangyari sa bata? Men, parang naano siya, no, na petrified. Hello guys, kamusta and welcome to room 666. For today's video ay may nakita akong comment at sinadjust niya na panoorin ko daw yung mga videos ni Crowley. So before natin panoorin yung video na ito, shoutout muna tayo. Shout out kanila Vincent B. Red, She Española, Last Low, kay Bien, kay Rica Avelino ng Valenzuela City, Napoleon Danao, Boxing Ball Nation, Edmond Alcanzaren, Jeffrey De Guzman, Josel Soriano, Watcha Gaming, Monier Official, Romeric Molihar, Ed Mori, Andrew Santos, kay Via Ogira, kay Timothy Jan Mercado, Midnight Baron, Vinimation, Geraldine Tebag, Iron Chris Ranke, Reman TV, Cardo Palaboy, Macy Laines, David Wilds, kay Merbs Channel, Orlac Odagled, Poy Poy Rabatosa, kay Crisel, ang dami O yan na, bumabawi na ako sa shoutout. Sa mga hindi ko masya-shoutout ngayon, marami pa tayong video. Diretso lang ang comment. Shoutout kanila kay Mab Saitama sa Bisaya Pasaway, kay Ma'am Nairo ng South Korea, at kay Jennifer Davis ng Long Island, New York. So, panibagong reaction, panibagong video na naman. Huwag na natin patagalin to and let's start.
Ever since I first began using the internet as a kid, I can remember searching up videos of ghosts caught on camera. There was something about watching these low-quality videos that always left me so terrified that I couldn't sleep. Yet it interested me so much that the next day I'd come back wanting more. Which is probably why my sleep schedule is all jacked up to this day. But as I've gotten older, I began to notice the flaws in many of these videos. Signs of editing and staging became more obvious.
Actually guys, totoo yung sinasabi na kapag lagi kang nanonood ng mga ganitong video ay nalalaman mo or nasa-separate mo yung totoo sa hindi, kung gawa-gawa na lamang ba yun or edited na lang. Kapag lagi ka talagang nanonood ng mga ganito, masasanay ka na i-identify kung totoo ba yun o hindi, lalo na sa mga obvious.
As it quickly became more clear to me that what you see on the internet isn't always as genuine as it claims to be. This realization made it harder for me to trust any sort of paranormal videos that I watched, because I was bamboozled one too many times. But recently, that same childhood curiosity that I once had actually returned. I began wondering if there were any paranormal videos out there that could truly be seen as convincing to me. And after searching around, I found a few that had me interested.
See, di ba? Dahil sa curiosity niya, ay siya mismo yung nagsa-search kung para sa sarili niya. Gaya ng Politwood yung sinasabi, kung may gusto kayong malaman, kayo mismo mag-search sa sarili nyo mismo. Kayo mismo ang makakapagpatunay. Kasi kung sa iba lang kayo maniniwala ay possible na hindi rin kayo maniwala. I mean, kung sa iba kayo makikinig, kailangan search it through yourself.
For me, when a young child or a baby is in a paranormal video, a lot of the times it actually comes across as more genuine. Not only would it be harder to convince a child to act in these videos, but we all know that kids normally aren't the best at acting anyway. But besides this, apparently children are also more susceptible to encountering spirits. So having this prior knowledge, coupled with how subtle our first video is, it truly has left me stumped, even after watching this multiple times.
When no one takes your fun seriously.
No.
What? Nakita nyo yun, guys?
This video shows the remote in a young child's hand seemingly being pulled by an unknown force.
Totoo, di ba? Parang merong humila. Pero bago mangyari yun, sinasabi na ng bata na, no. Tsaka ganun siya ng ganun, di ba? And sabi niya, no.
From what I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any sort of strings involved or editing. Plus, this type of movement would be all but impossible for a child this age to pull off. And honestly, that goes for any age for that matter. I mean, this would just be so hard to replicate because the remote moves in such an unnatural way. Because of this, we are left with little explanation as to how this could be possible. Either his movements caused this remote to shift in a 1 in a million type of way, or perhaps this child was grappling with some sort of paranormal entity.
Para sa akin, paranormal yun.
Our next video was posted to Reddit, where it quickly gained interest throughout the paranormal community. It was posted with the caption, "My daughter played her grandma's piano, who passed away a month ago in Japan. Here we keep the cremated remains and bones/ashes for 49 days before finally burying at the graveyard." While I was focused on filming her, a toy in the background starts to move, and we were the only two in the room.
What the? Ang creepy.
Yay, that was good.
Yay.
Good job.
This one is especially interesting to me because at first I wasn't a believer in it. With the whole left side of the screen cut off, I just figured that someone was off camera who had just pushed the toy train.
Totoo, gaya ng sinabi ni Nick na maaring dahil sa hindi naman kita yung left side, hindi abot ng camera, maaring may tumulak. Pero tingnan pa natin.
But the more I viewed it, the more intrigued I became. And that's because of the pace in which the train actually moved. Just looking at it, its speed isn't really consistent with it being pushed along. At one point, it looks like it even hesitates and then picks up speed. That makes it doubtful to me that it could have been pushed.
Actually, hindi ako sang-ayon dun sa sinabi niya kasi maaring gumanon yung speed nun. Kasi kung makikita nyo itong line dito, alam nyo naman yan yung sa mga plank, di ba? Syempre, ihinto yan kung kapag duman siya dyan, kumbaga may siwang. Tama ba ako sa term? At saka isa pang pinagtataka ko, baka mamaya is may battery yon. Hindi ba yung mga ganun train, minsan de battery? Well, tingnan natin yung explanation pa ni Nick.
Also, despite initially thinking that it could be one of those toys that you pull back and it moves forward on its own,
yan, isa pang dahilan. Pero yung sinabi niya nagbagal yung train, maaaring dun yun sa sa siwang. Siwang ba tawag dun, guys? or yung sa sa space nung plank.
I'm starting to think that it's less and less likely. I mean, every time that I've used a toy like that, it always makes some kind of noise, and it's very distinct. Yet this one was completely silent. We don't hear anyone wind it up, and we don't hear the mechanical parts in the toy moving as it propels forward. Sure, there could be other explanations for this video, but it certainly turned out to be more authentic than I initially thought. And I think I was so reluctant to believe this at first because it really seems too good to be true.
Well, para sa akin, nag-50-50 ako dun.
I made a point to mention earlier how it would be difficult to fake videos that involve kids, because let's just be real, they aren't really good actors. But when
Yes, totoo yung sinabi niya na kapag dating sa mga bata ay napakahirap mag-fake ng mga ganito. Maliban na lang kung magaling talaga umarte yung bata, di ba? Pero in majority, mahirap talaga kapag sangkot na yung bata. Napaka-genuine nung scenario.
When it comes to infants, well, those videos would be just about impossible to be faked. And this video is a good example of that.
So, parang merong orb. Ay, hindi. Tama, di ba orb yun? Tas, yun nandito, para siyang orb. Ay, no. Nakikita niyo guys, ay, no. May orb. And then, hinahatak yung paa ng bata. Right? Oh, ay, no. May orb, oh. And alam naman natin lahat na kapag merong orb, ay malamang sa malamang may spirit.
The video is obviously very creepy to me, and it's one that I find really authentic. I highly doubt that the caretakers of this baby would tie something around the baby's legs and cause them to move like that. Because honestly, that would probably constitute as child abuse. So I'm convinced that whatever is happening in this video is not staged. Now, I have heard that babies will sometimes move in weird ways in their sleep, which could offer some sort of an explanation to this. But the way that the baby is moving, it seems really unsettling and unusual. And I'm not even sure that a baby this young would actually be strong enough to move in that sort of way.
Oo, tama. At isa pa doon pa lang sa nakita ko yung orb is may something na talagang mangyayari. Halos kadalasan sa mga napapanood ko kasing video, kapag may nagpakitang orb, may something na mangyayari na maaring hindi makita ng normal na mata.
Also, if you look, you'll actually see an orb that follows the movement of the child's legs,
See?
almost as if it was
Diba?
the spirit that was moving the child. It's definitely eerie, and all around, very convincing.
Tungkol lang naman sa mga
Now, I
pusa.
want to mention that it isn't just babies and young children who are supposedly extra susceptible to paranormal occurrences. The same also goes for our pets, with cats and dogs being at the forefront. Many believe that cats and dogs can see spirits that humans can't, which has led to some terrifying videos and stories in the past. This video of a cat playing caught a lot of people's attention because of how cute it was. But some fans of the paranormal found it anything but.
Wait lang, minsan kasi yung mga ganitong pusa, hindi nalalaman ng mga owner nila na may sakit pala yung pusa nila. At ang kadalasan na nagiging sakit nila is yung seizure, na kapag nilalaro mo sila ay bilag silang nagiging hyper, and akala ng mga owner ay natutuwa yung pusa. Hindi po yun ganoon. Minsan try nyo rin i-observe yung pusa nyo, kagaya nito na biglang parang nangingisay, maaring may seizure yon. So for this video, 50-50, pero mas lamang talaga yan eh. Sa tingin ko may sakit tong pusa to. It's either may seizure siya. Ay no. Yung ganyan.
This cat is clearly acting as if they are playing and interacting with someone, yet there's no one else in the room. Its actions and movements just seem so inconsistent to a cat just playing by itself.
Oo, kasi hindi natin pwedeng i-rule out yung sinasabi ko nga na maaaring may sakit yung pusa na may seizure. Meron akong kakilala na yung pusa niya yung naglalaro ng mag-isa. And yun nga, may seizure din.
Like its movements seem completely reactionary, yet there is nothing visible for it to be reacting to. And as it turns out, there are plenty more videos like this out there.
But I think this one is real. Hindi na siya yung gumaganon. Yung parang nangingisay. Yun yung seizure. But this one, makikita
Whether
mo
these
naman sa
cats
mata
are truly encountering the paranormal, or if they are just being strange, is something that may forever be a mystery. At the end of the day, only the cats truly know what they are seeing, which is something that will forever make videos like this both intriguing and frustrating.
Yung sa pangalawang pusa, doon possible.
Continuing on the whole theme of pets, let's shift over to a paranormal dog video. Living with dogs my whole life, they never cease to give me heart attacks at the most random times. I mean, I'll be in bed with my dog, and in the middle of the night, he'll just randomly start growling or barking at literally nothing. It honestly is the scariest thing ever, and it still makes no sense to me. But I know that there are many others out there who have experienced this same situation as well, which is evident by all the videos being posted about it. But recently, I found another paranormal dog video, and this one was much different than the types that I was used to seeing.
Well, yung actually yung ano namin na, wow. Kung sabihin babalik na naman yun. Babalik yung bola. Gusto kong makita kung may nagba-bounce back ba dun eh. Kung nagba-bounce back ba. Or may wall. May wall. So, sa kabila, talagang pumupunta sa aso. Hala. Doon talaga sa aso pumupunta eh,
Now
no?
watching this video, I don't think someone is off camera pushing the ball back to the dog. Because I feel like the dog would at least acknowledge the person, you know? Like if I did that to my dog, he'd be looking at me and then looking at the ball, and it would be a lot more obvious if there was another person there. Now you could say that maybe the floor is just uneven, and that's why the ball is rolling in such a way. But how uneven would your floors have to be for the ball to move like that? I mean, at what point is that not just a safety hazard? But then there are small moments like this, where the ball just seems to be pulled away or moved in an unexplainable manner. And the way the ball rolled back at the very beginning of the video, it just seems
tama.
way too extreme to happen naturally.
Agree
So all in
ako
all, this
dito.
video has me torn, and it definitely needs further explanation.
Agree ako dito. Ghost.
One of the most common things caught in those videos that I watched as a kid were apparitions. Full-bodied ghosts just being caught walking around or standing in a creepy spot. And almost all of them were clearly fakes. With the power of editing now, it's just too easy to fake these apparitions. But recently, I found a few videos that were actually kind of convincing. This video was recently taken on a security camera in a Costco's parking lot and shows what appears to be some type of apparition heading towards the store.
Yan, CCTV.
Bruh, you know when the Sεcrετs are doing their last minute shopping that we're really screwed. But in terms of this video's believability, it looks decent. I can't think of any naturally occurring things that would cause something like this.
Nakita
Which
nyo,
means it was
naglalakad
either
talaga eh, no?
edited, or this is in fact a real-life apparition. To me, this is one of the better ghost videos out there, and even after a few watches, it still gives me the creeps. Our final video also captures a supposed apparition on camera in someone's driveway, except this one is much more obscure and in many ways I think more believable.
Okay. Hindi eh. Parang naka-fast forward eh. Pero hindi ano yung alam mo yung naka-motion blur.
It has long since been claimed that ghosts can manipulate electronic objects, which makes this video very interesting to me.
True. They can manipulate electronics object. Kaya merong mga, di ba ginagamit yung mga paranormal investigator. May mga device sila na kaya makipag-communicate sa mga ghost dahil mamanipulate nila sa pamamagitan ng electricity.
The object caught on camera is not clear by any means, but maybe that's how a ghost would actually look if it were caught on camera, which again goes hand in hand with the idea that ghosts can in fact manipulate electronics. I don't think this could be any type of bug flying across or crawling across the screen, and it certainly couldn't be a person or an animal because it appears to be floating. Now of course a glitch within the camera could be blamed for this, but the
fast
human
forward
shape and the way that it moves across the screen.
Oh, actually, ay no, makikita nyo yung ano nila. Yung ano niya. Ito yung paa, di ba? Tas napakabilis lang, no? Mabilis lang siya naglakad. Actually, kung makikita natin sana yung seconds ng CCTV mismo para mas accurate.
Makes this video incredibly frightening. Whether these videos are truly proof of the paranormal ultimately remains to be confirmed. But based off of what I've seen as of late, they are some of the most convincing videos that I have ever seen. And watching these creepy videos and talking about them has honestly been really nostalgic for me. Losing sleep and creeping myself out looking up these videos was actually a lot of fun. And it's reminded me why I initially fell in love with all the spooky stuff.
Yeah. Lahat naman tayo gusto ang mga spooky stuff. So, dyan na po nagtatapos ang ating reaction video tungkol sa video ni Crowley. So guys, kung natuwa kayo sa video na to or kinilabutan, or kung hindi naman kayo sang-ayon sa mga explanation ni Nick at sa explanation ko, maaari kayo mag-comment. Comment lang kayo at sa next video ay malay nyo kayo na susunod na ma-shoutout. So hanggang dito na lang muna. See you sa next video and paalam. Bye!
Sarado ng mga isipan, sigurado na may pagsisisihan. Sa daloy ng mga isipan, siguradong kita ko karunungan. Huwag mo sara at lumata para makita rin to ng iba. Tumatak na sa utak nila, sistema minanipula. Sumunod at tumata